Okay. I call to order the special city council meeting for January 31st, 2015. And the first order of business today, Councilmember Southworth is joining us on the telephone, and he is part of this meeting, and his vote will be counted. You can hear us, huh, Ben?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Item number 2, business item 2A, discussion and direction for staff regarding the settlement of litigation in the Glasser versus West Jordan case. Jeff Roberts.
Mayor and Council, I don't have much to add. This open meeting is in response to your request during the closed session. And based on that closed session, if someone would like to make a motion, that'd be great. Or if you have other questions, I'm happy to answer them.
A motion would be in order. Councilmember Stoker.
I just have a quick question, or a quick statement. I know that this item has been in the news a lot, and I know the details have kind of been reported a lot, but as we move forward, it's my opinion that believe that the West Jordan's case in defending this is very strong. I don't support a settlement in the terms of the fact that the city is liable for anything. I think that while the accident is regrettable and that the loss of life is always something that we need to treat sacred, I think that West Jordan really holds no fault in this case at all. Any discussion for me with regards to settlement is only to avoid future costs in pursuing appeals and further litigation regarding this case. If it does go beyond the settlement, I want to make it very clear that I don't support any money in terms of city liability. I don't believe the city is at fault for this. The accident took place outside of our municipal boundaries. The only link that West Jordan has to this is with regards to a sign that was illegally installed by another municipality within our corporate boundaries. And I believe the facts will exonerate us.
Thanks. I agree with that wholly. Councilmember McConaughey.
Thank you, Mayor. I echo some of the sentiments of Councilmember Stoker. I would also bring up that there was a question as to whether the sign was in our jurisdiction or not, and that was kind of questionable for a while. But overall, I don't believe the city has any liability. I don't believe we've done anything wrong. None of it transpired within our city. It's just a question about the non-standard sign that was placed in our boundaries by another agency, nothing to do with us. I don't support any settlement whatsoever. I would prefer to let the appeals process run its course. I can understand the argument that it may be best to pursue a settlement so that we can avoid undue expenditures. However, if we're going to have expenditures in this case, I would prefer that those expenditures go to those who are working to defend the city rather than what I perceive as a misguided lawsuit against the city, and therefore I won't support it. I will say that I do think it was a tragic event that brought it to this point, and my heart goes out to the family involved, but I do feel that this is a misguided lawsuit against the city, and I do not support any settlement whatsoever. Thank you.
Thank you. Ben, did you have a comment on this, or just waiting for a motion?
I'm ready for a motion.
I support both statements that have been made, but at this time I would make a motion that the City Council to save not only expenditures in money form, but also time that could be better spent on other more valuable things with our legal team, that we should offer a settlement in this case to an amount not to exceed $60,000.
Second.
have a motion by Mayor Rolfe and a second by Councilmember Haga. Discussion to that motion.
This is Councilman Southworth. Just to be clear, I will
Yeah, that's what we're showing.
be voting against this motion.
Okay.
Yeah, may I just suggest one thing, that any offer up to the $60,000 be in exchange for a dismissal with prejudice, a satisfaction of judgment, and a complete release of all claims from all of the plaintiffs.
And I will add that exact verbiage to my motion. Will you second that? Let's go. It looks like it's going to be close.
Councilmember Hanson,
Yes.
Mayor Rolfe,
Yes.
Councilmember Southworth,
No.
Councilmember McConaughey,
No.
Councilmember Haga,
Yes.
Councilmember Nichols,
Yes.
Councilmember Stoker.
No.
The vote passes 4-3 in favor.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item 2B, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 15-24, approving a settlement agreement for pending litigation. And you've all had a chance to review this. I think it's, again, this comes from a closed session. Discussion to the item. Please, Councilmember McConaughey.
Thank you, Mayor. My frustration isn't so much with the settlement that's been proposed, rather with the way that it's been presented. My understanding was that we were going to address this on the February 11th council meeting. This was added as a last-minute amendment to the agenda yesterday, and it references a resolution, but it doesn't tell you which case, and I don't think that that's transparent at all to the residents. And because of that lack of transparency, I would not support action at this time. I would prefer that we table this until the meeting of the 11th. However, if there is still a motion to pass this today, I would be voting against that. Thank you.
If I could address that issue, it would be because of other circumstances that have come up in this last week. That's why and because some other things need to be done, that's why I had it placed on the agenda for today so that we could get a consensus on a settlement. So I apologize we didn't have any more time, but this just came up yesterday with some other outside conditions. So, did you have a comment?
I just wanted to echo Councilmember McConaughey's statement. You know, by meeting on a Saturday morning, I think there needs to be a heightened awareness of transparency. And I think both with the way that the item was described on the agenda and the fact that there was no staff report provided, I think it's important that the public be made aware of what we're talking about, considering all the circumstances around that. I would support a motion to table this until our February 11th calendar, assuming that there is nothing critically pending that would stop us or that would cause harm to the city by waiting.
Yes, Councilmember Haga.
And again, these things are closed door, but this case is highly publicized and, you know, something that myself as a council person inherited. And I think, you know, if you notice the date of the litigant dated the 12th, we could have actually heard it this week. And so I just still think we're timely. And I think it will put to rest something that we can put back and move forward. So I'd like to see this move forward today.
Councilmember Hanson.
Thank you, Mayor. May I ask Jeff Robeson a question? I being not of legal mind, it says with prejudice. What is the difference between with prejudice and without prejudice?
With prejudice means that the lawsuit cannot be refiled. Without prejudice would mean that they could amend it and maybe bring it back another date.
So with prejudice means she cannot come back.
Yeah.
I mean, she may come back with future things.
Sure, anything happens in the future, but anything going backward is gone and cannot be refiled.
Okay. I also have problems with the fact that it isn't really transparent, but I don't agree with Councilman Haga that it's been very public because everything's been done in closed meeting. And we've not discussed this in open meeting at all, so I don't believe that it is widely publicized, maybe other than the police department. So I do have a little difficulty with that.
Councilmember Nichols.
Thank you, Mayor. The question I have, and I don't want to necessarily direct my comments to the council members, so I'll just kind of throw it out there, but is the concern that the agenda just does not state the case name itself, the lawsuit name, that it doesn't state Shelley Thomas versus City of West Jordan?
Please answer that. Councilmember Connie.
Thank you, Mayor. For me, yes, that's the concern. It's very, for business item 2A, we state that it's regarding the settlement of litigation Glasser versus West Jordan. For 2B, it just says resolution 15-24. There's no indication as to what one that is. As Councilmember Haga mentioned, this is one that has been in the news, and I just think it gives the appearance that we're meeting in secret on a Saturday morning early with a last-minute addition to take action here, when really there's nothing shady or questionable about what we're doing. And I think had we been a little more clear and at least included the name, I think that would have dispelled a lot of potential concern. So that's where my direction's coming from and my train of thought.
If I could just make a statement, during the negotiations on this, because we're trying to prevent, a continued court battle, there has been confidentiality has been, everything we do can be grandma'd and the records can be pulled, but there is a part of this that has confidentiality to protect individuals. So, not that it's hidden or it can't be grandma'd. Yes.
Well, I was just confirming with both Melanie and Jeff, as a resolution is adopted, that document doesn't require grandma request, does it? Won't it be on our website if someone wants to look at it? Yes. Oh, it won't be? Okay, I thought this would be attached, like we have other documents. Okay, so, but would we require someone to fill out a grandma request then to obtain it, or if they wanted to observe it? Okay. So, again, this is something that obviously as staff, we are open to the direction that you give us, maybe a case number or something, but in my history, as I've dealt with these types of things, this is common to what I'm used to. However, I'm open to whatever you as a council give direction.
Just again, if I could state, the negotiations that bring about this settlement had, there was supposed to not be public information out. Not that we're hiding anything. This is not meant to be, anybody can get this information, but it was supposed to have an air of confidentiality. So, Councilmember Haga.
With the discussion made, we have the authority to amend our own agenda. So therefore, maybe what we do now is and I'll be glad to make the motion to amend item 2B to say Shelley Thomas versus West Jordan City.
As a point of order, doesn't any amendment have to be made at least 24 hours in advance?
Yes, so that would.
Yeah, an amendment now
Count.
would allow you to take action now would not be fit the open meetings laws. So.
Let me just see if we can get a motion here in a moment. The council is well versed on the happenings on this issue and some of the circumstances surrounding this particular resolution. I think it's expedient to move forward on this at this point in time because of other actions. But I would look to a motion, or I'll make one myself. Councilmember Nichols.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that we approve resolution 15-24.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Nichols and a second by Councilmember Haga. Discussion to the motion. Councilmember Stoker.
Yeah, in my previous comment, I kind of suggested that if there wasn't any harm to the city, that I would favor waiting until the February 11th. And so I didn't hear any answer to that. And so I would seek legal advice to make sure that there's nothing in the settlement agreement or in our conversations or discussion or anything that would allow us, that would prohibit us from just straight continuing this to February 11th so we can be a little bit more transparent.
I don't think we can comment on that at this point.
What you could do if you want, we could go into a closed session to talk about this litigation, and then we could be a little more open about why there's an interest in moving
No,
forward
that's a
today.
good answer.
That answers your question.
That answers my question.
Other discussion to the motion? Ben, did you have any discussion to the motion?
I do not, thank you.
Okay. Let's vote then.
Councilmember Stoker?
Yes.
Councilmember Southworth?
Yes?
Mayor Rawl?
Yes.
Councilmember Nichols?
Yes.
Councilmember Hanson?
Yes.
Councilmember Haga?
Yes.
Councilmember McConaughey?
No.
Vote passes 6-1 in favor.
Any other remarks today before you go home and enjoy your day off?
I just want to say what a pleasure it is to see you on this Saturday morning.
Right, early Saturday, you've got no sleep, right? Almost no sleep.
Thank our staff for coming on here.
Yes, Councilmember McConaughey.
Thank you, Mayor. I would also like to thank everybody for their patience. Because it is a Saturday and we have other commitments, I had to bring my little boy. So for anyone listening to the audio, my apologies for any distractions in the background. But this is very much a family-friendly city, and I appreciate accommodations being allowed to support my presence here with him. Thank you. With that, I would move. Oh, sorry.
Oh, just I had one. Our city manager, Councilmember Haga and myself went to the legislative roundup this morning, and I've never seen a larger group on a Saturday morning and more information given in all those I've attended in previously. So we really are engaged, and I'm really proud of our representatives. I just want to state that. And Mia Love's office was also represented there as well. So I just want to let y'all know. And they're every Saturday at 8 a.m. if you can attend. They're very informative. Now, Councilmember McConaughey.
I move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no opposed, we're adjourned. Thank you. Enjoy your Saturday.
Bye, Ben.